it's your girl Amber, back and about to do my readings for my Leos. Be mindful that these are general messages, so therefore it may resonate with you or it may not. So if it don't resonate with you, take what do and leave out what basically pretty much doesn't. Also be mindful that it can resonate with your sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign, your first, fifth, seventh, or eighth house. So yeah, Leo, what message I have for y'all today? Leo. Leo. Damn, Leo, okay. Let's see. I'll take those two. Okay, so Leo, the energy I'm getting right now is that y'all are standing in y'all power when it comes to what you want, especially like when it comes to relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, in general. Maybe you have came to the conclusion whereas you may need to end certain cycles when it comes to what type of relationship that you want. Just because of some fact maybe that the energy that you were in, especially like if you did have a lot of repetitive patterns and behaviors within yourself, is like you realize that that's not helping you, especially when it comes to you want to be in a like more stable foundation. And maybe at one point in time you were, in some type of foundation with someone, but just because of the repetitive patterns and behavior that was within the situation, the relationship at that time, it became repetitive, whereas it started affecting the relationship. So the communication was all over the place. It was a lot of lack of understanding, compromise within the dynamic, and it was like you was really in your feelings about the situation, whereas you used to think like how things are going to move forward. And it's like now you have came to a conclusion that it's something about yourself, or maybe just with the people that you try to involve yourself in, either or take what resonates or don't. The pattern is like you're trying to come to some type of conclusion on how to close out those cycles, either within yourself or the pattern within that you have in regards to picking out, the type of dude or the type of woman that you choose to go for. Okay. Yeah, because maybe, like I said, you've been tired of putting in the work, but it's like whatever type of repetitive cycle, like repetitive behavior that's been continuously going on within the dynamic, is like now that you have to either close out that cycle so you won't keep having the same issue, or it's a pattern within the type of people that you try to involve yourself with. Yeah, because like I said, Three of Pentacles came up in upright. So maybe, like I said, maybe you used to involve yourself with people who are either like dealing with other people, whereas it affects the relationship because of the simple fact the dynamic that you were already in, it wasn't as stable as it was, just because of the simple fact of who you involved yourself with. Maybe you're the type of person that you are very committed, whereas you like being in a stable relationship with someone, vice versa. But maybe the type of people that you involve yourself with or who try to gravitate towards you, they don't be as committal. They be very non-committal compared to you. Yeah, it's like I said, so it's like I said, either you have basically closed out a cycle when it came to a situation, or you gain the clarity on how to move forward in regards to what do you want out of a better, like a stable, solid dynamic when the time is right, of course. Or it's like maybe you was in a situation whereas now once you are, since you're done with that situation, it's like it gave you an eye opener of whereas what you don't want to deal with in the situation or in the relationship versus what you do want to deal with in a relationship. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, Leo, just because it's unfair. A lot of people don't realize is when you continuously try to involve yourself with other multiple people, especially when you're already supposed to be dealing with someone and you're supposed to have that type of foundation with that person, it gets tiring. Keep going through the same thing over and over again with that person, especially if you feel like it's one-sided just because they are giving more time and attention to those versus yourself, and you're the one that's supposed to be in a dynamic with them. Yeah, and it's like I said, maybe you at one point in time used to be in hermit mode and solitude, thinking about like how things are gonna move forward with you and this person. But it's like now that it's like you came to the conclusion, it's like you gained the clarity in regards to moving forward. Yeah, because like I said, the word came out upright. You are basically in the energy whereas you're trying to focus on basically healing not just the toxic patterns that you have within yourself, but it's like you're trying to heal whereas you basically trying to be more, I ain't gonna say more picky when it comes to who you want to involve yourself with, but it's like you're trying to switch up who you plan, like who you want to try to involve yourself with, especially in regards to stable foundation and security. Because in fact, if you want something more than just short-term and sexual relationships, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking more long-term. You want something long committed. So it's like you are in that energy whereas you're trying to close out them type of cycles and behaviors. Leo. Yeah. And like I said, maybe this was the person that maybe you thought you saw yourself being with long term, but then you realize like this isn't the person for you just because of the simple fact the love wasn't balanced there. Maybe you found out that they didn't love you as much as you love them, or you just don't feel the same way about them anymore versus how you did in the beginning of the relationship. So yeah, this may have been someone that you maybe felt like you had something, like I said, was going to have something long term, like future wise with, but then it's like due to how the situation, the foundation was built, that's when you realize like maybe like I said, you gain a clarity, whereas this is not somebody that I'm going to be with long term. Whereas that's why a lot of imbalance kept going on within the dynamic, and it would make you gain clarity like, okay, something has to give, like, you know what I'm saying, like I have to either close out this cycle so I can either get what I want in order to truly be happy, or this is going to keep going for me whereas I'm not going to be happy at all. So yeah, one more card for my Leos. Yeah, because like I said, Four of Pentacles, all right. Yeah, like I said, you basically have came to the conclusion that this isn't the foundation for you as far as the stability that you're going for. Just because, like I said, you have been basically in a situation with someone where things wasn't built off a solid foundation, and it has been a lot of imbalance in things has been harmonized within the dynamic just because of the simple fact either you didn't love that person how they loved you, or that person didn't love you how you loved them, or the love had just been died. It's like y'all continuously kept trying to hold it on, and guess what? That became a cycle within itself. So Leo, if this resonates with you, like I said, take what do, leave what don't. But as far as you moving forward and closing out those cycles, this is the perfect time, just because we are all in the energy of whereas we're healing. whereas we're healing childhood traumas, whether it's mother wounds or father wounds. So if you feel like you have been codependent or had a very unhealthy attachment to this person, this time is the right time for you to heal and focus more on yourself versus focusing more on that relationship, just because of the fact the cycle will continue to keep going until you be the one that wants to stop it. Okay? So yeah, Leos, this is y'all reading for today. Virgos, y'all up next.